right. So if you would please find your worksheet for surface area from composite figures to nets. So we've been learning about how to find the area of different polygons, which we learned that term today or very recently. And a polygon is like a rectangle, square, triangle, circle, and things of that nature. So we're going to look at nets, which are a 3D form. So one of our 3D shapes just unfolded all the way out. So we can find the surface area of our net. So if we look here, the net of a 3D figure is a two-dimensional representation of all the faces of the three-dimensional figure. Okay. A net is composite shape made up of two-dimensional polygons, so that when you unfold or that when you fold them together, they form a polyhedron. Okay. We learned about how to find the area of composite shapes. That is deconstructing our bigger shape that we have, finding the area of everything, and then adding all of the area back together. Okay. This is a composite figure made up of three rectangles. Okay. Three rectangles and two triangles. It is also the net of a triangular prism. Okay, triangular prism. Remember, to name our figures, we find and locate the base. And I've been saying the base is either when I have two or one of the same shape. So I see that I have two of the same shape here. And this is known as a triangular prism. If I have three or more, those right there are not the name. Those right there are my lateral sides, okay, my lateral faces. And if you fold along the lines, you will create a figure that looks like this on the right. It looks like a triangular prism, okay? To find the total surface area of the prism, we find the area of each of the five faces, then find the total area. So what they've done is each of these face numbers, you can label them in any different which direction. So 1, 2, 3. And then it looks like they labeled their bases figure 4 and figure 5, or face 4 and 5. So 1, 2, and 3 are all my rectangles, and then 4 and 5 are my bases. So what they did is they found the area of each of my face, so 50, 50, 50, 10, and 10. And to find the total surface area, I added all of these areas up here to equal 170 square centimeters, or we see this here as 170 centimeters squared. Okay, that's how we normally see it written. So let's give this a try down here. So each net represents a three-dimensional figure for each net. We're going to list the name of all the faces, then find the area of each face. We're going to give the name of the 3D figure that it creates, and then we're going to find the total surface area of the figure. So what I'm going to do is I can already see this, and so I'm going to start labeling my faces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6. Okay. So each of my faces, it looks like they're all squares. So squares, big face 1. Face 2 is a square. So is 3, 4, 5, and 6. I think I spelled square right. Okay. Now going back to our yellow sheet, I'm not sure if it tells us, but it tells us a rectangle. And the area to find a rectangle is area is equal to base times height, and that is the same thing for a square. So remember, area is equal to base times the height. And what is the base and the height of my square here? Well, I noticed that for figure 1, it's a 3 by 3. So 3 inches by 3 inches. There we go. I'll zoom in just a tad. There we go. Okay. 3 inches by 3 inches. So I'm going to have 3 times 3, 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 and 3 times 3. And you're like, well, Miss Roberts, how do you know? So if I look, this side is 3, that means this side is 3, this side is 3, this side is 3. And this side is 3, so that side is 3, that side is 3, that side is 3. And then I'm told that this is 3 and this is 3. So it looks like all of them are a square and they all add up to be 3 by 3. And we know that 3 times 3 is equal to 9. And do not forget my units, inches squared. inches squared on all of these. And you're already probably telling me what this is. What shape does this turn out to be? This turns out to be my 3D shape of a cube, okay, of a cube. Now, to find the total surface area, I'm going to take all of these numbers here and I'm going to add them all up together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So adding 6 up, 9, 6 times. If you remember your 9 trick, if you have your hands, I'm actually going to show you here. Take your hands, and every time you have a number that you're multiplying by 9, you're going to put that number down. So I have 9 times 6, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cover it up, and I have 5 on the left and 4 on the right, so 9 times 6 is 54. Okay, it only works for the 9s. It is 54 what? Inches squared. Okay, it is 54 inches squared. All right, flip on over to the back, please, and we're going to look at 3 more figures. Okay, so I'm going to find my lateral surfaces, and I see that I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have 2 bases. Okay, remember, if it's 2 bases, I'm going to have a what? Do you think? Looks like I'm going to have a prism. All right, so shapes 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are all rectangles. And then what do you think my 2 bases are? They are squares. Now, in order to find the area of my rectangle or my square, what do you think the formula for area of either 2 of these figures are? Base times height. So now, no matter what they're doing, we're still dealing with area is equal to base times the height. Okay, so I have a base of 3, and what do you think the height of this rectangle is? 1. So 3 times 1. What about here? 3 times 1, 3 times 1, and 3 times 1. What are my squares dimensions? They are a 1 by 1, so 1 times 1. So 3 times 1 is 3, 3, 3, and 3, and 1 times 1 is 1. All right, what shape do you think this is going to fold up to be? It should fold up to be a rectangular prism. Okay, it should fold up to be a rectangular prism. All right, now we got to find the total surface area. So I'm going to have 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, and 1. And I'm going to add all these up together. Well, I know that 3 plus 3 is 6. Another 3 plus 3 is 6. 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, now I'll combine things. 6 plus 6 is what? Okay, that's 12. And then I have 2. And then 12 plus 2 is 14. So it is 14 what? What are my units? Inches squared. 14 inches squared. All right, let's move on to the next one. So I'm going to have figure 1, figure 2, figure 3, 4, and 5. Okay. All right, so my first shape, that is a rectangle. Okay. My second shape, it looks like it is a 10 by 24. That is also a rectangle. My third shape is a rectangle as well. My fourth shape, that looks like to be a triangle. And my fifth shape is a triangle. All right, well, you told me for the area of a rectangle already that the area is equal to base times the height. Now let's look. Figure 1, what is my base and what is my height for this one? It is 13 by 24. What about for this one? 10 by, what's this height? Oops, sorry, what's this one? Should be 24. So 10 times 24. And then this one, number 3, the face 3, it is 13 by 24 again. And let's go ahead and do our triangle. Let's get our numbers just written down. And the area to find our triangle is 1/2 base times the height. And what's the base of my triangle here? Looks to be 10. And then what's my height of 4? Don't forget the 1/2. And then look, if I think about this, this is going to be a mirror image of this here. Oh no, not 4, it's 12. My bad. I was looking at 4. There we go. 10 times 12 times 1/2. I was looking at my 4 for my shape. And then here, this triangle is congruent to this triangle. So it is 10 by 12 by 1/2. Okay, so let's do a little bit of math here because I need to know what 13 times 24 is. So 24 times 13. 3 times 4, I know it to be 12. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Placeholder, 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. Add up, 2, 4, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 3. I get 312. And it looks like my units is centimeters squared, and 312 centimeters squared. Okay. If you remember anything on my tens trick, I'll multiply my whole numbers first, and then I add the 0. So 24 times 1 is 24. And I have only 1 0, so it's 240 centimeters squared. Okay. And it looks like I have the same thing for down here, 10 times 12. So 10 times 12 is 12 plus 1 0, so I have 120. And I'm going to divide this by 2. So 2 can go into 1 0 times. 2 goes into 12 how many times? 2. Or no, 6. Sorry, 6. And then 2 goes into 0 0 times. So this is 60 centimeters squared. Wow, I cannot write today. 60 centimeters squared. Let me fix that so that way you guys can see it. Okay, if you would like to see the other math. Divided by 2, 0, 6, 12, 0, 0, 0. Okay, to get me to 60. All right, so what shape do you think this is all going to be folded up into looking like? Well, I noticed that I have 3 rectangles, so it can't be a rectangle anything, but I have only 2 triangles. So I'm going to have a triangular what? Prism. Okay, triangular prism. All right, now we're going to add up and find my total surface area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up all of my numbers here. So 3, 1, 2. I have 2, 3, 1, 2, so I'm going to go ahead and write both of them. And then 240, and then 60, and then 60. Okay, so we're going to add all these numbers up. So let's go down the tens. 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, let's do 6 plus 6, that's 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, so 8. Carry the 1. So 3 plus 3 is 6, 7, 8, plus 1 more is 9. So I should have 984 centimeters squared. 984 centimeters squared. All right, and my last figure here, okay, it looks like I have 5 faces total. So I'm going to go with 1, and we know this face to be a square. Okay, and I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, and the rest of them are triangles. Okay, the rest of these are the triangles. So we know how to find the area of the square. That is base times height. And what are my 2 dimensions of my square? And it looks like it is 3 by 3. So 3 times 3. And we can go ahead and say that this is 9, and my units are feet squared. To find the area of a triangle, we just did that. It is 1/2 base times the height. Area is equal to 1/2 base times the height. I am going ahead and writing this in for all of my other faces. So that way I have this. Okay. Now, note that with the square, all 4 sides are equal. So all of my bases for my triangle is 3. And note, all of the heights for my triangle are 5. So we're going to write 1/2 times 3 times 5. 1/2 times 3 times 5. 1/2 times 3 times 5. And then 1/2 times 3 times 5. Okay. Well, 3 times 5 is 15. And I want to know what is half of 15. So I'm going to do 15 divided by 2. So 2 cannot go into 1, but it can go into 15 7 full times. 14. 1 left over, so let's bring a decimal. 0, bring it down. 2 can go into 10 how many times? 5. To have nothing left over. So half of 15 is 7.5 feet squared. 7.5 feet squared and 7.5 feet squared. Okay. If you need to take a moment and pause it, please do so. All right, what shape do you think this will create folded all the way up? Well, I notice that I have 4 triangles and only 1 square, so I know it's going to be a pyramid. So it's going to be a square pyramid. Okay, it's going to be a square pyramid. And we are going to locate the area, the total area. So I'm going to have 9.0, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, and 7.5. Okay, we're going to add all these up. So 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 5 more is 20. So 0 and 2. Well, let's do this pretty easy. What is 7 times 4? Okay, 7 times 4 is 28, plus 9. So 9 and 8 is 17. So that's 37. Plus 2 more. Right. 9 and 8 is 17. I think I did that right. Let me check myself here. You do the math while I check myself really quickly. Plus 7.5, plus 7.5, 7.5, plus 7.5. Yep, 37 plus 2 more is going to give me 39. Bring my decimal straight down. So I should have 39 feet squared. There we go. Just had to double check myself. 39 feet squared. All right, if you have any questions, please contact one of us and let us know.